Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Becca and today we are doing some repotting. I have 3 plants to repot today, 2 of which will be going in the same pot with each other. And I might be switching out the soil on one of my other plants. I don't know, I might have other things depending on how long this takes me. Yeah, I don't want to do too much repotting because I'm about to go on a trip. And I am leaving my plants with a plant sitter who knows how to take care of plants. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to stress out my plant before I leave. And if anything goes wrong, like not be able to fix it. So I might be playing a little safe on this repotting video. But in any case, we are here. I recently showed you that I got these plants from Vintage Hill, my local nursery. It is 2 begonia Miss Mummy and a silver sword. I did say in that video that I was going to put the silver sword in like 2 or 3 different pots so that I could do some experimenting, but I'm not going to do that yet because I don't have the space to have 3 extra plants that I was previously expecting. You know, the plant room is very full right now and it's about to get even more full because I'm bringing in my houseplants from outside. So yeah, I am trying to be careful about the amount of plants that I'm bringing in here. So anyway, we're gonna get started repotting. I do have some questions that I requested from you guys on Instagram. I'm also going to be using the De La Tank's soil mix today. The De La Tank soil mix is the soil mixture that I made in collaboration with Tank's Green Stuff, a soil company located in Tucson, Arizona. Their soil starts from the very beginning as recycled landscape clippings. I have shown the process of how they make their compost, which is basically the base of all of their soils. I'll have that link down below if you're interested. I've actually made an entire soil series with Tank's Green Stuff with Shota. He is incredibly knowledgeable, and I know that not as many people watch those videos because it might seem boring because it's a little bit more technical, but I promise you, we try to keep it light and entertaining and hopefully super helpful for you guys. I know that I always learn so much in those videos, so definitely go check them out. And if you are interested in getting the De La Tank soil, I have it linked down in the description box at all times, and I have a discount code for 10% off. So that's all in the description box. I'll put the actual code on the screen. I think that it's De La Plants 10 for 10% off. And yeah, it's a really, really awesome mixture that is pre-made for houseplants. It is made to just go right into your pot. You don't have to do any sort of amendments or anything like that. Although I have sometimes added a little bit of cocoa peat when I had a plant that needed a little bit more moisture retention. Like I have a few Marantisia that I've done that with. So other than that, I never have to amend the soil for anything. I'd say about 90% of my collection is in the De La Tanks right now because since the soil came out, I've just been repotting everything into that. So there's some things that I haven't repotted in a while, so that's the only reason why they're not in it yet. Anyway, I just wanted to give you some more information about that because sometimes I do get questions about the soil and I want to make sure that I'm adequately presenting the information. I also get questions sometimes asking if the soil can be shipped internationally, and it cannot be sent internationally because of like agricultural rules and laws and all of that. What do you think, Leo? Leo's sniffing it. What do you think of that fresh soil? It looks beautiful. This is just one of the inserts of my plant folio. I'm just going to be using it to dump out the soil. I'm trying to do like a low-key repot, not too messy. Okay, so the first question was, do I have any book recommendations lately? Well, okay, let's see. I have been on quite the reading journey again, which I'm really, really happy about. I'm just loosening up these roots. The soil at Vintage Hill is always good. I just want to make sure that I remove a lot of the excess just because I'm going to be switching the soil, obviously, with my De La Tanks, and I don't want there to be too big of a difference in moisture retention in the soil. Wow, that is a terrible smell. I hate the smell of dry soil. We know this. This is a familiar concept for me in my repotting videos. I actually just finished reading the second Bridgerton book, which is The Viscount Who Loved Me, or Loves Me, or Loved Me. It was pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say it was like life-changing by any means, but I thought that it was pretty good. I listened to it on audio. I listen to a lot of books on audio these days. Just because that's easiest for me. I can like read books and still like live my life. And if you have not gotten a library card. I know that I just talked about it in another video, but check it out, you guys. It's a way to get books for free, especially audiobooks for free is a really important thing. Because usually audiobooks are kind of expensive to get a hold of. You might have to get like a subscription or something. Audible has pretty much every audiobook you would ever want. And then there's also Scribd. They have a lot of books too. So anyway, my library oftentimes has pretty much every book that I'm wanting, but sometimes I have to wait. And I do have some book subscriptions so that I don't have to wait in certain circumstances. Sorry I'm talking funny. I'm just trying not to like inhale too much. Okay, so I have them both down, pretty, not bare root by any means, but like pretty down there. I'm going to pot them just like this, so it's like a wall of begonia. And I have this shallow pot. I think that shallow terracotta pots are my favorite type of pots. The long terracotta pots, I just find that my plant's root systems take a long time to get to the bottom of it. And with these, it just fills up so much faster. And I feel like the plants are encouraged to grow more when they fill up the pot a little bit faster, because they're not really focusing so much on root growth. Ooh, did you smell the dry soil smell? So yes, I just finished reading that. I just got a hold of the third Bridgerton book. And again, I'm gonna listen to it. It's not like the best reading ever, but you know, it's something to listen to. I'm trying not to read anything too heavy because I was reading Colleen Hoover. Like I read 2 Colleen Hoover books, which are like romance books, but also really sad, make you think, intense books to read. And I read 2 of them pretty much back to back. I read Ugly Love and It Ends With Us. And after that, I kind of was like, wow, this is really intense. I need something extremely lighthearted because, wow, the topics that are covered in both of those books is like really, really heavy, especially It Ends With Us. And that's actually going to be made into a movie with the director who directed 5 Feet Apart. He's also Raphael in Jane the Virgin, which is another, I love Jane the Virgin. That's like one of my favorite shows. His name is Justin Bellini, I think, and he directed 5 Feet Apart, and now he's doing It Ends With Us. And it is definitely going to ruin me. Of course I'm gonna see it, but it's you know, it talks about domestic violence and things like that. So it's a pretty heavy topic, but I think that Justin is gonna do an amazing job, and it seems like Colleen Hoover is super involved in the process, and I'm really excited to see, I don't know, what they come up with and how they tell the story, because actually It Ends With Us is about Colleen Hoover's mom. Well, it's not about her, but it's like based on her mom's story. So really, really touching and sad, and just an important topic to discuss that I think is oftentimes swept under the rug. So if you're looking for something a little bit heavy, maybe not like so much for the winter season, but maybe before winter really sets in. I don't know how you feel about like reading like that. But anyway, this one is done. It looks very cute. I love it. I am going to be making a trellis for it at some point, but I kind of want to see how it does just on its own. I mean, it is pretty perky. And eventually all of these leaves will face the same direction. The cane begonias are definitely those that will follow the light. So it will all turn one direction, hopefully very soon, and look really nice. Okay, this question's kind of funny. What's your least favorite part of keeping plants? Okay, I think lately, honestly, my least favorite part of keeping plants is just realizing that I don't like a plant anymore and needing to get rid of it, because I don't know, this is definitely a me thing. I don't know if I'm just like weird lately, but I just don't really want to, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of work to sell a plant these days. I don't know. Like there's so many people out there selling plants that, you know, some people will really jump on the product or the plant or whatever, and some people won't. It really just depends on how you hit it. Cause like before selling plants, I used to sell plants all the time when I was over them, and they would sell within like a day, like no big deal. I tried to sell some plants and it just didn't go very well. I don't know. So I think like feeling overcrowded with plants is the thing that I dislike the most about caring for plants. And that is totally like a me thing. That's totally my fault. Also, I just realized I wanted to plant the silver sword in this pot and then put the begonias in this pot. I don't know why I just did that. I went into autopilot, but thankfully I do have another I actually found these thrifting a couple months ago, I think, and I just haven't used them yet. So they're getting used now, I guess. So yeah, I feel like I've been feeling very overwhelmed with my collection lately and just feeling like I need to get rid of things, but at the same time feeling attached to my plants. And that's how I am with most of my possessions. I actually just did a big clean out of one of my closets. We have like, I don't know, 3 closets in this house, and one of them was so full that it was like embarrassing. Like if we ever had someone over, I was like, I hope that they don't open this closet door. And to me, when it gets to that point, I'm like, okay, I have an issue. We need to figure this out because this is getting bad, you know? So I just keep things all the time. I just keep things. Like even if I don't want it anymore, I'll still keep it. Like there was this thing that I found. It was this water jug. I thrifted it. It was on top of one of these plant stands right here. Can you see this kind of? It's basically a water tank holder, like for your kitchen, like a little spout. And I thrifted it, and I didn't know that the water thing could be sold separately, so I ended up buying that too because I wanted the stand. And I planned on just donating it back to the thrift store, and I just never did. And it just sat in my closet at my old house. And then somehow it ended up at this house. And a year later, literally 1 year after I moved here, have not touched that thing since I bought it probably 2 years ago. I finally donated it back to the thrift store. Why was I keeping it? I have no idea. I was just always finding a place for it, even though I knew that I was never going to use it. I didn't like it, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why. Somebody psychoanalyze me. Or maybe don't. I just keep things. So it's an unfortunate habit, but I'm trying to get out of that. And like I filled up a big box to take to the thrift store, and I made sure that it was full of things that like I would want to thrift at the thrift store. I wasn't giving them my trash. By the way, she's done. Looking very cute. I'm super excited about this. I think this is gonna go on my coffee table for now in this room because I wanna look at it. It's so pretty. Is there anything else that I wanna repot? Yeah, there is. Okay, I'll do one more plant. I've already been recording for like 20 minutes and I feel like I haven't done much. I've just been chatting. So anyway, yeah, just feeling like overcrowded is my least favorite thing, just in life. And then when I feel that way with plants, it's even worse. Okay, this one is a philodendron squamiforum. And I kind of forgot about it for a while. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not proud of that, but I did forget about it for a bit. And it looked pretty bad for a minute there, but thankfully it's doing better. But this is what it looks like. It's very cute. I'm excited to see it get bigger. Hopefully it will get bigger sooner now that I'm going to be putting it in like good soil with a cute pot. I don't know. I recently had a plant pass away that was living in this pot, so it got freed up. That's great. But I've used the De La Tank soil on all of these plants so far, and I will keep you updated on how they all do moving forward. Of course, they're gonna do great. So again, if you're doing any repotting, you're wanting to do any repotting, I will have that link down below for you to enjoy. I mean, it's just awesome. They do ship around the continental US. And also if you're local, it's in a couple local places. There's a local place, Vintage Hill carries it in Colombia. A bunch of people in Arizona carry it. And then there's one other place closer to the East Coast. Anyway, you can find it on Tank's Green Stuff website, all of the retailers. Okay, this one is all done. What else? Let's just do a few more. Why not? Okay, next question. Do you miss your old job? Honestly, no. I don't miss my old job. Sometimes I miss the feeling of having coworkers, but I mean, if you didn't know, before this, I worked in marketing at my mom's firm. She owns an accounting firm. And I miss the feeling of having coworkers, but I was pretty much a one-person show. Like I would work alongside my mom quite often, but other than that, I didn't really have the coworker feeling, like the camaraderie. I mean, yeah, I just didn't have anybody else in my department technically, so I was alone working a lot. So it doesn't actually feel that different, but at the same time, you know, sometimes I miss that. Sometimes I miss just knowing that a check is gonna come in the mail, not in the mail, but just like knowing that I'm gonna get a paycheck just for showing up to work and also doing the work, of course, but you know, and then now I know that my income is entirely my responsibility. It's a little bit more stressful, but in a good way. You know, it motivates me to get up every day and do something and work. Whereas before, I feel like I was kind of just like a zombie moving through the motions. This alocasia has been sitting in a nursery pot in this beautiful pot from my friend Joanna for a really long time. So I think that it's ready. It has earned her a keep. So we're gonna put her in the pot officially. Yeah, the soil is also really heavy. I don't know if it was super happy. The root system's not very big. So we're gonna rectify that. This question is, looking back, what plant do you wish you knew more about before buying it? So many plants, honestly, so many. I think first and foremost, my Anthurium regale is a terror, but it's so pretty that I just can't let it go. I can't make myself get rid of it. That one, and also the Monstera standeliana. The Monstera standeliana is truly a horrifying plant, in my opinion, and I wanted one so bad. Like, I searched far and wide for that plant, and when I finally found it, I was absolutely stoked, and I became unstoked very quickly. That plant is just super needy. Both of those plants are just super needy, and for what? You know, I have other Anthurium that are doing pretty well. I wouldn't say that all of my Anthurium are thriving, but some of them definitely are. And that one is just doing the opposite of thriving. It's doing horrible. It did actually, if you saw my greenhouse update, you saw that it put out a new leaf, but that was because it had to deadhead it. So the only time it's ever put out a new leaf is when I deadheaded it. So it's like, I don't know if that really counts. These repottings are going by really fast. So that one for sure. And then also any Syndapsis that is not the Syndapsis pictus area. So Syndapsis pictus exotica, any other type of Syndapsis I find to be annoying plants, you know, like they just, I don't know. For some reason, I just don't have good luck with them. Maybe that's a me thing, but I feel like now that I have had, you know, the silvery one, and then I also, for a very brief amount of time, had the black one, I just don't like them anymore. I don't feel like I need to get them. Maybe if I find like a really big pot of the moonshine, I think it's called the moonshine or moonlight Syndapsis, maybe then I'll get it if it's like a super big developed pot. But other than that, I just have not had good luck with the littler versions. I've had a few people actually gift me small versions of it, and it just doesn't do well. I don't know why. I don't treat it any different than any of my other plants, my other Syndapsis, and it just, for some reason, doesn't go well for me. I feel like a bunch of people have requested that I do a video like plants I'm not going to rebuy. Maybe I'll do one of those videos so that, you know, you guys can learn a little bit more about the plants that I would not buy again. Let's end this on this question. Do you like the Monstera obliqua? No, I don't. I think that it's a funny plant to be like mega popular. There are certain plants that I just don't understand why they're popular. Obviously I respect it and I'm not gonna like yuck someone's yum, but that's just one of those plants where I'm like, really? I just don't think it's that pretty, but I guess for some people they do think it's very pretty. Also, like the variegated Adansonii, I just don't think it's very cool. I don't know why. I think that they're really, really expensive and super sought after, but I just don't really get the hype. I don't know. Of course, I've never seen one in person, so maybe when I see it in person, my mind would change, but who knows? But all right, you guys, I think I'm gonna end it there. We did quite a bit of repotting, so thank you very much for joining me on this repotting journey. If you would like to try out De La Tank soil, definitely check out the links in the description box below. They have a 1 quart, 8 quart, and a 16 quart, and they all ship from Tucson. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure that you are subscribed, give this video a like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.